So this is Stark OJ, and I'm coming back with my third upload of the day. But today I'm going to be starting this series. I call it honest opinion, where I pretty much just give my honest opinion about shows, stuff like that. My honest opinion. So you're free to disagree because it's just like my opinion for it. And today my topic or video is about SEO. My honest opinion about SEO. So the way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna break this down into seasons. I'm gonna give my pros and cons of each seasons, and then at the end of the day, sum it all up and talk about the series as a whole. So we're gonna start off with the first season, and I feel like the first season is kind of the same with like any other first season. It's pretty much one of the most kind of overhyped seasons for people to sit there and say that all the other seasons behind it wasn't that good. But my biggest positives out of this series was kind of just it was kind of my first kind of just mainly game isekai anime, so I enjoyed it for that. It was a very enjoyable show, and other parts like I think that it did a lot of things good with the kind of just not being that person, just not going directly staying sticking with the game kind of thing, but going on with like others, meeting other people, having adventures and stuff like that. I always like that little stuff, and it's kind of like the in-game relationships the Kirito started to develop with other characters that I really like, and I really like a lot. But my biggest problem was that it kind of felt like the Asuna and Kirito thing was kind of rushed to a point. I feel like it was kind of just so let's put them together and see how it is. I feel like honestly, if they would have took more time to build up to it, or either took more time to do stuff to kind of do the stuff that kind of needed to be done between that little area in the first half of the season, I feel like it would have been done way better, and I wouldn't have to dislike it as like, or it wouldn't get as much dislike, controversial as it is. And this like concludes the first part. The second part of the ALL arc was, I think, kind of a bad way to start going into saying we're going to be out of SAO. I'm kind of glad they didn't stay in SAO, and I feel like it's kind of one of those isekai series where a lot of isekais don't get to that point where they're actually free outside of isekai. It's pretty much just you stuck here going the same thing or you can't go back. And I'm kind of glad they kind of finally got out because I feel like being stuck in SAO or doing this for a longer time had way more consequences on it than other people who got stuck in other animes, like other isekais. Like they were trapped in another world, but it was more or less like their bodies was still kind of feel the pain that they were going to in the simulation because it was still a kind of like a isekai, but not a isekai. But with the L, just let's continue with the ALL. I feel like it was kind of poorly done, and I don't mean I'm not gonna stick to that cousin thing or anything like that. I'm not even gonna bring that up. I just feel like it's at a point in time it kind of just got terrible villains, terrible thing. But like I said, what I did like is that they kind of didn't stick within the same game for all three seasons or the second season or the whole entire season. But I think the LL could have been done way better, which brings me on to the second season. The thing is, I obviously think the second season is a step up with GGO, the Gun Get Online arc, and the second coming of the AOL arc. I feel like the thing with the GGO arc is that my only kind of con with it is that kind of that there wasn't that many other interactions within there, or sometimes that it wasn't as kind of thorough as I thought about it, like as I thought about it like that. But other than that, on my pros for it are a lot. I feel like it kind of stick with the same thing throughout the whole entire that portion of the arc, that portion of the season. I feel like it got real good. Like both Death Guns were real villains, and I feel like it also had the advantage of being also able to mix, take the same thing outside of the game world. It was able to really do that pretty well. I don't think it felt like it was forced that this person was, because it's the two villains, both brothers are one. It made sense why that they were targeting, Kirito, or targeting and doing the same thing, and it made sense why kind of the other person was doing his thing. It made sense, and then you're gonna switch over to the second coming of the LL is Mother Rosario, and I feel like it pretty much did a good job for both the little parts of it. The first little arc was kind of good, like the fights between it, and then the other part of it with Yuki and stuff like that. Yuki is still to this day one of my favorite characters, and it kind of made me tear up at the end of that season. So my thing is that my only cons with it is with it. If those two kind of blended in a little bit more, it's like a whole entire arc. But I still feel like they kind of did it way better. I don't really have that many problems with the Mother Rosario arc, other than what? Not really that much all to it. Like, I really like the second season of it completely. Like, I think it did a way better job than the first season. But that's just my opinion. Then we're gonna go to the third season. What pretty much is the goat of SAO. Alicization is I wouldn't say it's absolutely a masterpiece, but I would say it's probably one of the best SAO series seasons in arcs, and in the entirety of the series. Like, I haven't read any light novels, and I'm going to plan on start reading light novels after this effect. After this fact. But I feel like the Alicization did a lot of good jobs and corrected a lot of problems that other series, had. And we're not I'm just gonna connect all the seasons of Alicization into one. So basically, I like how it starts off. I like how it finally puts Kirito in a position to where he can actually feel pain. It puts him in a position that where not only does Kirito has to go back and learn all of his skills over again. I mean, even though at the end of the other part, where it seems like Kirito got back his black swordsman part, power and stuff like that. I feel like it even was done to a point where it wasn't annoying. I feel like taking him back until like where he had to learn the new when he had to learn that it's pretty much just not a game. Like, it's deeper than that, and I feel like to actually see, Kirito rather than playing, is kind of just something that I just found something kind of new to the series. Like, even now, if you take the second part of the Alicization after administrator, it's kind of like it's focusing on Alice, and I feel like what was it? And I feel like Alice is one of those characters that I always felt like could probably be a main character of her own series, and this pretty much just of her own series. And I feel like this part proved me right for the seeing how she has seeing how certain things played out and how she is now, how she has how she finally seen through that. Like, she got what we all wanted as SAO fans, and that's pretty much just the shine that she deserves as far as character development and progression goes. I feel like seeing her now and seeing her when we first saw her is like two different characters. And I feel like you can put that on blame on like the mind brainwashing and stuff like that. But I feel like it's kind of deeper than that. But like I said, is that whole? I feel like Alicization has the potential. Is probably one of the best SAO seasons slash arcs to come. Like, but now we're gonna go to like my whole my sum up of the series. I feel like honestly, SAO does get a lot of unwanted hate from people who saw like the first half of this, saw the first season and kind of think that every season after that is completely garbage, which I kind of think is wrong. I don't like I said, I think the first season was kind of overhyped anyway, but I feel like I don't think it was that bad of a series. Like I think it did a lot more than a lot of people give it credit for it, for the sake of just hating on it for clout. I feel like each season after that then kind of did a way better job. Kind of did a way better job to me in showcasing what SAO can do without being stuck in one game role, without being stuck on the same little thing for the last 3 seasons, for 3 seasons straight. I feel like bringing new stuff to the table within that kind of anime and that kind of style will always excite me. Adventures slash game kind of stuff like that. That is kind of what got me into that kind of genre, those kind of sub genres. And I feel like it's honestly a great, great work. If you haven't seen it, I mean, I give you all like I would pretty much just say when you go to any series, don't take others' consideration into what you want to watch and what you want to do. I feel like honestly, SAO is one of those series that get a lot of hate, so we just have to continue and say, "Oh yeah, let's not do that." Well, all right, that's it for start. This is it for this video. Please like and subscribe. If hit the like button, or if you didn't like it, comment why you didn't like it. But let me know your opinions on SAO and what you think about it. This is Stark OJ's. Peace. Peace.